Hey, what's going on, everybody? Just want to answer this quick about the Avatar animated series that a lot of people keep asking for. I don't want to react to Avatar again. To be honest with you, since the animated series, I've went and watched some of my favorite clips. I mean, since the live action, I went back and watched some of my favorite clips. Most notably, if you haven't watched the animated series, don't watch this video. But Zuko versus Sis takes the L when the lightning saved to protect Katara. I was watching a video. It was actually a YouTube video just showing the Zuko-Katara relationship, because that started off icy, woo, and then slowly becoming friends. Him helping her with her revenge arc. So that's that. I like revisiting my favorite moments, but not necessarily watching the entire thing. And in the case of Avatar, what it's going to be is every time I've reacted to things I've already seen up to a certain point, like Gurren Lagann, The Boys Season 1, and Attack on Titan when I started with my wife, all right? And there's one more missing, Attack on Titan. Bleach, the first up until Soul Society's arc, right? A lot of times people tell me, Lee, to be quiet and let the other two talk because I've already seen it. They don't want to hear from me. And that's fine. By the way, don't take this as negative. This is not negative. Sometimes when people say feedback, obviously you're saying the feedback, shut up, Lee, let these other two talk. That's what you wanted. What I hear is, oh, okay, I'm not going to do things like this. You know what I mean? And it's not negativity, because for me, as a YouTuber who likes to talk, that's what I like to do. Let's just face it. You got to tell me to be quiet on reactions. I even toned that down. But like, for me to sit there and I got to be quiet for 3 seasons for the most part and just really let the other two talk, I have no problem with other people getting the spotlight. I do it on solo leveling to a certain degree, but that just gets boring for a long duration for me. It gets boring in comparison to other options. I know if I choose something that I have never seen, I get to be myself, all out, share my theories, really be engaged in the reaction. If I've already seen it, there's an expectation that I gotta be quiet. And people actually get excited about watching me like hold it in, and I notice they're saying something wild, but like, that's not as fun, man. It's just not as fun to not be able to be a full participant because I've already seen it. And people will tell me to ignore the comments or whatever, because people might tell me, oh, just be yourself, don't worry about the haters, but they're gonna be there. I have to press the block button. I gotta have mental fortitude and just ignore them. It's just easier just not to do it. Just do something fresh. Don't have to deal with that. Even if I were to do it right now, there's gonna be a bunch of people complaining and there's gonna be a bunch of people happy. You can barely have a choice between dub and sub on something like Ninja Kimui without people just in my comment section. It just gets annoying. And I know I have to be nice so you don't see me act out to anybody anymore. So one of the other things is you're not even aware of what's annoying me, because as a content creator, people don't like that we can't handle criticism, which I think if you say criticism, then you should also accept criticism, but that's another story. So a lot of times you don't even know what's bothering me because I really can't voice it without people attacking me for having feelings, right? So certain things I just learned, all right, I'm just not gonna avoid. I'm just not gonna participate in that. I'm just not gonna talk about that. They don't have to hear about it. So there's just that. I've already seen it. I don't wanna react to it and then be restricted because I can't express myself because the others have, right? It'd almost be better if all of us had seen it hypothetically, and then it's just a free commentary reaction, but that's not the case. Anything I say can be a potential spoiler, so I have to really be careful. So I don't want to do that. So there's just that. In addition to that, because I've already seen it, the curiosity is gone, right? So sometimes on a long day binging reactions, you know, something that I haven't seen just naturally, and I'm talking about from an energy point of view, is this going to get better reactions because I'm still curious, I'm so amped up. But if I've already seen it, it just becomes one of those series where if I'm tired, that may not be the show I want to watch today. And we have to do 3 seasons of it, 75 episodes. Speaking of 75 episodes, this Critical Basket. I've never in my life seen Critical Basket. So once I start entertaining 75 episodes of something, I start considering Bungo Stray Dogs. I've never seen this show. Critical Basket, I've never seen this show. You know what I mean? So there's so many things I haven't even seen yet. I'm into these new experiences like the homie Luffy. And I don't even do these 75 episode things because here's why. The seasons change in terms of live action, K-dramas, and animes. And sometimes being buried deep into a project, when I go from 3 uploads to 2 uploads to 1 upload, people whine. Like, people are whining about Toradora, which is 25 episodes being 1 upload a week. Imagine if that was Avatar and I did that 1 episode a week. Those are the kind of things I have to deal with. So when it's a long franchise, I don't want to get stuck into it and then I'm not able to pivot around. I actually, now I'm just venting, I hate being constricted back to being not able to talk, not able to pivot, not able to swap out content. I absolutely hate when I lose my flexibility. I hate it. So that's why I haven't done Bungalow Stray Dog. That's why I haven't done Critical's Basket. And so because they're long. The last long series I did was Bleach and Maggie, technically. When I did Maggie, I started getting the same thing, but between Bleach and Maggie, people started to say stuff when the uploads got less. And in the case of Bleach, it's like, fam, I have plenty of time till Blood War comes out and other things are happening. And in the case of Maggie, I'll post it on YouTube, it ain't getting much views, so we're gonna keep covering it. It's a dope show, but I gotta add in some other shows that are gonna get these views, and people don't like hearing about views. I literally have someone, she might even listen to this, much respect to her. If I even talk about views, she'll be like, don't talk to me about YouTube views. Don't talk to me about it. Literally. So sometimes like, y'all don't want to hear about it. So I just keep it to myself. Y'all don't want to hear about it. And I don't mean that negative. That's just me expressing myself truthfully. But I learned that some people don't care about the things that matter to me. And that's okay. I don't give a damn about Netflix's bottom line. So I get it. You don't care about my bottom line. And that's not a negative thing, even though I say it so bluntly. Sometimes there's consumer versus business versus corporation, and sometimes Lee is the evil corporation, and that's just that. I have beef with the evil corporations too, and I still give Apple my money, give Netflix my money, but it is what it is. So I completely accept you guys for not caring about YouTube performance or any of that. So anyways, so I avoid getting into long projects so that I can maintain the flexibility, because when you pivot or change your mind or want to do something else, I see the comments. Yo, Bleach used to be 3 times a week. Now you're only doing it 2. And that was with double upload. That was technically 4 episodes. When I went from 6, all right. These are the things that I've dealt with in the past. I used to upload Bleach 8 times a week. No, 4 times a week. And they were double episodes. So that was 8 episodes a week. Then I went from 4 uploads to 2 uploads, which is technically 4 episodes a week. And then people are complaining. And it's like, you see, once you get used to something, you can't change it. That's what I listen to. So I just don't put myself in these situations. That's how you do it, baby. And then now no one can complain, really, because they're just not thinking about it. Do you know? I'm going to give you a final example if you made it this far in this video. I used to say, I don't do that. I can't do that because it doesn't get enough views. Or I used to say, I'm going to put up the show that gets the highest views. And people would flip out when I said that. Listen. If you notice, I no longer talk about views, really. You think I do, but if you really look at my recent comments or the way I speak, I say I choose the show that will make the most amount of people happy. I'm going to choose something that will reach the most amount of people. I'm going to choose things that will satisfy the greatest amount of people on Patreon. I will choose something that will satisfy the greatest amount of people in our community. I say that word because I realize view now has a negative connotation to people. But I'm saying the same thing. But if I say, he's just chasing views. People don't like that. So I say, I'm trying to make as much people happy as possible. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Same goddamn thing as views. I don't say views anymore. It's just like, if you are for, like my star, you just like my video. Like my star. I fanboyed. Or fangirl? I fanboyed. Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. And those are the same tactics. Now I got to a sensitive topic. People that are pro-life, right? Pro-life. Oh, okay. Because everyone is for life. Everyone is for life. So they use the term pro-life. Oh, you're not for life? It's like, I'm for choice. You know, you don't say I'm pro-abortion. You say I'm pro-choice. You don't say I'm against abortion. You say you're pro-life. You see how these words are important for the psychology? And I'm not telling you what to choose. I know I use a sensitive argument, but that's just the importance of choice of words. So I speak differently in response to certain feedback. When you're negative or you're just stressing me out, right? I just switch up my words. Or I just don't do certain things I used to do. And I just try to keep living a life of peace. So, that's it. That's my video. Probably shouldn't have brought up the abortion part. But I hope you guys got my drift. Later.